everyone, welcome back to My Life in a Flurry. My name is Brenda Kay and I'm so glad that you are here and joining me today. We're going to do a little journal talk, maybe a little journal prep. Haven't quite decided, and I just realized there's a little cobweb spider web on my Christmas cactus. That's fun. You can't live there. Sorry. Oops, knocked a flower off. Yeah, you can't live there. Not allowed. No cobwebs on my desk. I've been gone for a couple days, so they had plenty of opportunity. Nobody's been in here for like 3 days. But anyway, we're gonna do a little journal talk, a little journal prep. I currently have uploading to YouTube right now my book list for 2023. I am being kind of crazy and trying a 52-week book challenge. I do want to add a couple books to that we have 2 weeks before the new year that I am currently reading in preparation for the new year. So the first one is The Best Year of Your Life by Debbie Ford. This was actually part of one of my texts for school when I was in therapy school. It's been many years since I've read it, along with most of my books, but this is a good one that I pull out every couple years, especially times like right now where I'm just feeling and my life is exponentially better than it used to be, even just a couple years ago, even just a year ago. But there are aspects of my life where I'm still like, seriously, like, again, looking for a job. I don't know what it is, but I get into something that I'm like, okay, this is going to be a long-term thing. I'm excited. I'm in it. And then something happens and I'm not in it anymore. And not by choice of my own. So I don't know like what that is, but my focus is to still have the best year of my life, no matter what. And it's more like the mindset of being in where you are now and not like, oh, I'll be better when, or I'll be happy when. But that's what this book is about. Just kind of refocus. I'm really pretty good about that, about being positive and staying, content with with the situation I am in. And that doesn't mean I'm comfortable staying in the situation I'm in, but I'm also not looking for something to make my life better. This just helps me refocus, I guess, on that. And then the other one that I read every few years is You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. This is, of any book, pretty much, this is one of those life-changing books. Just changing your mindset and how the thoughts that you put out into the world and into your body really do affect how your body works and how your life goes. And there's a video that Hay House does. I believe Hay House does a summit every year. I think it's in May, and the video is often available at that point, like an overview of You Can Heal Your Life. But the book is fantastic, and I love this version of it because it's so colorful, and kind of like my style of artwork, kind of that impressionist that I like to look, like the kind of artwork I like to view. So it really keeps me focused and engaged as I'm reading it. So these are the two books that I am reading for the end of the year to kickstart my 52 weeks and just kind of get myself in the mindset. They're both fairly simple reads, and because I've read them so often before, they're not like in depth, oh my god, I didn't know this. It's just like that little boost, a little pep talk I need for the end of the year to get my mind set for the new year for 2023. So that is that. And I wanted to share my books before I share my journaling, because the books and the reading is going to heavily influence the way I journal and my approach to journaling in the new year. So with that being said, I'm only intending, I think, to have 2 things that would be considered journaling supplies or journaling books for the new year. I had to stop and get myself a candy cane mocha from Dutch today. I was out doing a little bit of last minute Christmas shopping, prep, and had to get to that. So, excuse me if I sip because it is delicious. The two things I am currently planning on using is this Rituals for Living dream book. I actually did a plan with me for this in October, and then I like didn't use it after that. I don't know why. I did date it and everything, so I'm gonna have to go through and redate. I used it a little bit, but I didn't continue with it, and I'm not like, I don't know why. It just got set to the side. So I'm debating if I'm going to go through and actually fully redate, which I probably will, because I don't know, I did put a lot in on this one. Or if I'm just going to start with the new, you know, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll just start with the new quarter for January, because it's broken down into quarters. And anyway, this is going to be my self-growth manifestation kind of journal for the year. So it's more like tracking and making sure I'm on track with my self-care, with the projects I'm doing, checking in with myself every day to just make sure I'm staying on track with those goals that I have. So it's kind of a journal. It's kind of a life track thing. It's not like, you know, Dear Diary, blah, blah, blah. The other thing I'm thinking about using is composition notebooks. One, they are cheap. Incredibly cheap, like $1 or $2 a notebook. Because I get the Pen and Gear ones from Walmart. And they're not expensive, but the paper quality isn't too bad. So I like to get these. They are stitch bound and not glue bound. So I think they're stitch bound. I'm trying to remember if these are the stitch bound ones or if these are the glue bound ones. Yeah, they're stitched and they're glued. So they are very durable. They're going to hold up. I like the paper. And I don't feel bad like writing, you know, if I mess it up or anything. So these are what I'm thinking about using throughout the year for my journal in conjunction with my reading. So I want to journal my thoughts on what I am reading. Probably each day is what I am thinking. This one I had used for something else previously, so I just cut the previous pages. This is not a Pen and Gear one. This is actually one that I was gifted. An older lady at the church I was attending at the time, she used to cover notebooks and either gift them or sell them. So this is one that I was gifted at some point somehow. I don't know. I've had it for a very long time. It's endured some things. So I'm thinking I want to update the cover a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and do that now. I want to keep this because this fits with the budget aspect of my life. Happiness isn't getting what you want, it's wanting what you've got. But this is going to be the one that I start my book journal in. And I want to do things like, you know, watercolor the pages and just decorate it, set it up for whatever book I'm reading. So we're going to start on this because I have started reading The Best Year of Your Life, and then I'm going to move into You Can Heal Your Life. So, excuse me, I want to make it a practice to write in these every day. So I want to make sure I have a page a day. But a couple things I want to do first is set it up so that I can put in my book list for the year, and I can mark them off as I read them. So yeah, I am totally winging this. Winging this. I do not have a plan. I have some random junk journal supplies that I found on my boxes when I was going through my storage room, like old book pages and coffee stained things and stuff like that. So I definitely want to update this cover a little bit, and then yeah, figure out where we're going from there. So like I said, I know I want to I know it's some of the things I want to do in here. So we're just gonna get started. I'm gonna grab a couple supplies and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just grabbed a couple super simple things. Some masking tape, a glue stick, some Mod Podge, and a paintbrush in case I need it. I have some coffee dyed notebook paper, and I grabbed a sheet of coffee dyed printer paper. And then I have this little book, Little Fox Goes to the End of the World, and I think it's just adorable. The illustrations are beautiful, and I just like the idea of this little fox that wants to go on grand adventures and has this conversation with his mother, and it's incredibly cute. But as you can tell, it is falling apart, and I got it expressly to use the illustrations. And yeah, so I think I want to use this for my cover, and it's going to go in place of this. So I want to put down, kind of like the idea of putting down some paper, some coffee dyed paper, and kind of tear it in a way that it fits, and then put the little illustration over it. So let's use this little illustration here, and we're going to just cut it out. You know what? We're just going to cover all of that up. And put that on there. we are going to use some sunflower washi from Designs by Planner Perfect because this matches very well the colors and the feel of this little journal. And I want it to be kind of, you know, junk journal-esque. The back of this, I may actually keep. The colors aren't too bad, but we are going to put some masking tape down the spine just to help hold that paper in place. And then we are actually going to edge the entire notebook in masking tape. One, I don't have washi that will really go with this, I don't think. And two, I like the look of the masking tape. And three, it'll give a nice solid edge to make sure that it doesn't come undone. That doesn't want to stick. Okay, we're going to do the same thing and go ahead and put some tape. Well, no, those edges are pretty good. I don't think I need to tape those edges. I need to do something about that because it keeps popping up. Let's see if I have something. Okay, so there is the cover of my book journal. Let me turn on the light. The sun is starting to go down, so light might get a little weird. Okay, hopefully that's better. There's the cover. Let's take care of the inside first sheet, and I think, actually I don't, I kind of feel like I need to put something over, like some masking tape over this, just to make sure it stays in place. It is, like I said, it is a stitch bound journal, but this is starting to lift, and I've got these loose pages here, so I think if we put in, can we tip this in maybe? Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll just tip this page in. just glue it down. That'll probably be the easiest thing to do to seal that. Okay, that's my title page, and I'm going to use this image for my opening page, and I'm not too interested in using the back of this one, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this and put it on here, and I think I'm going to hand letter the words. Okay, there is my little title page-ish thing. I took this picture from the book, which I love, and then the lines from this page and then the following page says, "Someday," she said, "I'm going to travel to the end of the world." "Oh," said her mother, "is the end of the world very far?" "Yes," said Little Fox, "it is very, very far. I will have to go through a deep forest to get to it." And I just love that because, yeah, that's kind of what reading is. It's travel in your mind to far off places. Anyway, so there is the setup of my first reading journal, and I think it is turning out wonderfully already. So what I'm going to do next is put in the list of books that I'm going to read, and I will probably do that like this evening and come back to this maybe tomorrow and show you guys how I finish setting this up, just because it is getting late. I have already been at this 45 minutes and I need to go like feed my children, and you know, I got stuff to do. But that is the initial setup of my reading journal and the journals that I am using for at least the first part of the year. Oh, I wanted to give a little sneak peek at something I found today. I was very excited. So I went to Goodwill, was looking for a couple Christmas gifts because, yes, that's how I shop. And we're shopping on a budget. I found something fantastic for my son. That's the last person I had to get was my 6-year-old. And he already got his Christmas present today, but it's a little project for him and I to do, piece of furniture for his room that I'll probably share maybe if anybody's interested in seeing that. But I was perusing and I found this and I'm very excited. So this is a Michaels, so a planner from Michaels, a binder. That they don't seem to be carrying binders anymore, which was really sad because I liked their binders. I got it for $2.50 today. Unfortunately, it was not a half off tag, but $2.50 as opposed to like $20 or whatever they were. So it is the half letter size, giant gold rings, has just the filler paper that came with it and like a one divider, which I'm not worried about having that, you know, because I put my own stuff in here. But this, I think I'm going to move into this for the first of the year. So I have to decide how I'm going to set it up and what, you know, I want my dividers to be and all that stuff. But yeah, I was really excited to find this, my little Goodwill find, because my other binder that I'm currently using, I found at Goodwill. That one is an actual leather Franklin Covey vintage binder, but I was really excited to find that. So anyway, the end of this video has been a little all over the place, but that is my journal setup and then the things I'm using to like journal and track my personal growth in the new year. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I like this process of like the junk journal scrapbooking kind of thing. Definitely out of practice from what I used to do, but so yeah, this might show up a little bit more as because I want to share like my journal and, you know, setting up my journal every week and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you in my next one.